Hi all, it's Desert Rose here and I'm here for another video. Today's video is trust. Trust in the Lord our God. Sometimes we find it very difficult to trust God, especially if we're going through a difficult situation and, we let stress get to us, or we let the problem gets so big that we just don't know how to deal with it and we don't know what to do and we just start freaking out. That sort of situation, we need to trust in God. Give it to God and let Him deal with it. I mean, at the end of the day, why can't we trust God? And we should. Even though somehow our human instincts are to try and do it ourselves, do it in our own strength and not God's strength, or trust that things will be okay at the end of the day. We just need to start trusting in God and not let our emotional state take over. So Psalm 56:3-4, when I'm afraid, I put trust in you, in God, whose word I praise. In God I trust, I shall not be afraid. What can flesh do to me? God knows we go through so many different situations within our lifetime. I mean, God's dealt with so many humans from way back in the beginning with Adam and Eve, right up to now with us. So He's seen all these situations. He knows how to deal with things. So we have that knowledge. So why don't we trust Him? Because we should trust Him, because He does have the knowledge. He knows how humans work. He knows what makes our buttons tick and all that sort of stuff. So we need to put our trust in God, because He has the answers, because He's been through every different scenario there could be. I know we're all individual and we feel things differently, but the situations He would have come across many times before, so He has the answers for you. If we love God, we should trust Him. Psalm 13:5. But I have trusted in your steadfast love. My heart shall rejoice in your salvation. We trust God with, basically, keeping us alive, or, keeping food in our bellies and a roof over our head. Why can't we trust Him with bigger things, with situations? So my situation was that somewhere along the line over the year we got paid a bit too much in our family assistance, and now being the end of the tax year, they've calculated that and they want us to pay it back. I freaked out. I'm not any different to you guys. I'm still human. I freaked out. I didn't know how we were going to pay for it. I didn't know what we were going to do. And my solution was in my own strength. Save that money over the next few weeks till the due date and then pay it. Then God wanted me to check my partner's tax return. So I did that today. And lo and behold, his tax return is $10 more than what the bill was. So now, if I had trusted in God instead of freaking out, He probably would have told me sooner that He had it covered. But no, I freaked out. I tried to figure it out on my own strength, save it up, then pay for it. So this is an example of we have to trust God, because He can see further than us. He can see things that we can't, especially with financials. He knows what is where and when is where and all of that sort of stuff. So we just need to trust in God. Even on those sort of things. Just anything that could stress us out, we could just stop, think about it, and say, God, help me on this. Psalm 44. Blessed is the man who makes the Lord his trust, who does not turn to the proud, to those who go astray after a lie. So we just need to put every little inch of trust that we have into God, and then we won't get ourselves into trouble, like doing things in our own strength or going to other places to find our answers or solutions. Trust God with our answer. Trust God with the solution to your problem, and to just take care of it. Like, give him that, wrap it all up, give him this problem, and he will deal with it. So Proverbs 3, 5, 6. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and do not lean on your own understanding. All your ways acknowledge him and he will make straight your paths. So in my situation, I took it all in my understanding, in my own strength, and I didn't rely on him. I just stressed out. I just understood how I could do it in my own way and not God's way. So this is where I need to learn to trust in God, because I have problems where I come up to a wall and be like, uh-oh, what do I do? And then I go to God for the last thing when I should be going to God before anything else. Because God has it all under control. See, he would have seen this happen before me and you. You know, she's going to need help with this. I will find another way and to cover this bill. And he did, because he went ahead of me and figured it out. Psalm 37:5. Commit your ways to the Lord, trust him, and he will act. Just as I was saying, I need to commit everything to God, trust in him, and then, he acted with my present situation. He jumped on board straight away, even before I even asked him, and he sorted it. I mean, prayer is important. Prayer is something that gives power for God to come into the situation. But sometimes he already knows. He already knows what's going to happen. So he's already jumped ahead on the bandwagon and be like, right, I can do this and that now. I mean, yes, eventually I did pray for help. And this was the end result. Praise God. But he just needs you to trust him in any of your situations. When you find like you don't know what to do, or you're about to try and do something in your strength, stop. Go to him. Say, Lord, I trust you with this. I trust that you have the right answer and that you will give me that answer in your precious timing. And just leave it at that. So just give it to God. Trust God in anything, and even just your whole day. Just give God your day and say, here, God, I trust you with my day. I don't know what is to happen. I don't know anything. And you guide my day, and you do what you need to do in my day to give yourself the glory. So God just needs us to trust him. Trust him and not let ourselves and our own strength take over. Give God your trust. Yes, sometimes it's very difficult in situations, and then some situations is very easy. But He doesn't want you to think like, oh, I can give this one to you, this is easy enough for me to give to you, and this one I have to deal with myself because it's too hard. No, He just wants you to brush it all away, give it to Him, just move it to the side and say, here you go, God. Here's all the problems I'm dealing with. Here's everything. Please fix it. And I guarantee He will. Just like the other day when I had the testimony of my car, I freaked out. I haven't learned. I still have my moments where I completely freak out and be like, what do I do? I need this car. How am I going to deal with it? And then He led me to the right place to get the help. And then the next day, I was able to purchase a new battery for my car. Like, I had the funds there, which usually I don't always have the funds to do much at all. But He made sure I had the funds. He made sure that I was going to be needing that. So obviously in His own way, in the way that He was working with me for the week, He made sure I had the money for a battery because He knew that I was going to be able to need it for this because of a situation that my car would not start. I already knew there was a faulty battery. I was just a bit slow on getting a new one because I didn't really have the cash. But He made the way. He took over. He sorted it out because obviously I couldn't do it. But He went ahead of me and did it. So we need to trust God in all situations. It doesn't matter what it is, whether it's a bill, whether it's a car, whether it's housing, whether it's food. It doesn't matter. Anything in our lives, God will take care of it if we ask Him, and not take it in our strength will make us feel a lot worse. We'll get into solutions and results that does not work. Because He's got the perfect answer. He is perfect. He's got the results. He's got what we are looking for in our situation. So we need to trust Him. Trust that He has it under control. Trust that, He's not going to put us in harm's way or do anything that's going to make us feel worse or make the situation worse. He's not going to do that to us. If He loves us, He's going to do the best thing possible for us, especially when He's the higher power and He can shift things here and there to make things happen. So all I'm telling you today is, when you're in a rut, when you're in a situation, trust God. Go to God first. Make Him your number one. And yes, it might take a little while before, results show itself, but just continue to trust Him. Continue to put all of your trust into Him, that He knows what He's doing, that He's doing this and that and the next thing to get to where it needs to be able to help you. And then once you do that, of course, praise Him, thank Him. Tell Him He's a wonderful God. And, it may not work overnight, but, it's always practice and practice. And eventually you'll get to a stage where you will just trust Him automatically. But it's always a training thing, and He doesn't expect that you're going to know how to do it straight away. Sometimes He could also let you do it in your own strength to see how it doesn't work. So just go to Him, talk to Him, trust Him, and let Him do His work. Right, that's all I've got for you today. Thank you.